Jace, your thoughts?
I'd be really concerned where the game's going if he gets rubbed out for that tackle. I'd be horrified. I mean, he steps inside, he turns side on, so he's not going to keep his balance. You've got a little bloke tackling a bloke that's 6'5". I was watching that passage of play and I thought Dan Butler was brilliant the way he stayed in the hunt because it looked like he was out and he just kept in there, and eventually he makes the tackle. Momentum takes him to ground. He's got no option here. I don't know. I think if you ask him to do anything other than what he did, it's impossible. He's a small bloke. You think he's going to just hold him when they're running at that pace? I don't get what the options are for Dan Butler other than not tackling. And I would have thought if we say don't tackle, well, then we may as well give up the game.
Do you agree that his left arm is out? Like, if his left arm's out, then surely the tackler has almost laid the perfect tackle.
But he's not slinging him, he's not turning it. It's just momentum taking both players forward.
That'll be the next layer. That momentum doesn't mean it's careless. And for Ralphie to say they're going to assess it as Blakey was in a vulnerable position. What vulnerable position was Blakey in? He had the footy in the middle of a football ground. He had every right to be tackled.
So when you're not vulnerable, if that's
exactly right. So I think it was momentum, and I think that it sounds like that Michael Christian is just, well, it's concussion, so I'm going to give him the 2 weeks, and we're going to let the tribunal again decide whether this is a suspendable action or not. And I think now that we've seen a couple of cases get overturned, I expect to see this one overturned because it wasn't careless, it was just momentum that unfortunately led to Blakey's head hitting the ground. But that, you can't eliminate every contact of the head, and there was no dangerous element to that tackle.
Chase down tackles are a pretty dynamic part of our game, aren't they?
How can you keep a player on his feet if you've chased him down and you've got momentum? Both players are heading in one direction and you wrap him up. Well, the only thing that's going to happen is you're both going to go to ground. So I just don't know what we expect the players to do.
Ooh, it will be fiercely debated, I am sure.